Previous video, this client has not had a haircut in over 15 years. When I first touched her hair, it felt like when you go to the beauty supply store and you buy horse hair, like synthetic hair to go do braids, that's exactly what her hair felt like. So her split ends were all the way at the root. And then when you add box color on top of it, she needed to go and get a clipper cut from a barber because I wasn't going to do it. As you can tell, and from the previous video and even in this video, she wasn't emotionally ready for her hair to be cut. And if you're not emotionally ready for the truth, you can't sit in my chair. So she and I had an understanding, and I spoke to her and I told her, and I'm going to give it to you straight, no chaser, baby. You need to go and you need to cut it all off. The damage is, I can't save it. It's not even worth the energy and the time to save it. Now, some people would say, oh, well, why didn't you just pixie her? Her hair is so far damaged that you need to cut it really low, almost as low as mine, and let it grow out and then consider a pixie.
I don't know about you, but that hair looked perfectly healthy to me. Okay, so TikTok is in full dragging mode again, and this time it's aimed at a stylist whose account is 717 Hair Studios on TikTok. Because apparently she talked down on the client's hair and the internet said, oh, absolutely not. And what I find interesting is other hairstylists are not defending her. They are actually calling her out too. Let's get into this one because the backlash is getting loud. First of all, guys, let's roll the full clip because context is very important.
I've been doing hair since I'm 14. So in the 24 something years of doing hair, this is the worst I've ever seen.
Really?
Yes. Because let me tell you why it's the worst. It's the worst because number one, you haven't had a haircut in over 15 years. And number two, you put box color on top of it. So how long have you been box coloring the hair?
8 years ago.
Okay. So you see all of this here? You see all of this here? All of this you can see through here? That's all got to go. That as women of color, we hold on to length, and you don't realize you're holding on to the length, but it's not healthy. So you're holding on to dead length.
Right.
So now what's happening is, like, if I could see without really like flat ironing your hair, you would need to cut this off, this much off. This all dead, baby. I'm watching a movie right through it. It's dead.
Can we do like here?
It's not about what we could do. It's if I could get it straight enough to cut it. This is how bad it is. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. If I could get you silky enough or straight, just not even silky, straight enough for me to cut it. If I could get it straight enough for me to cut it, then we could sit and look and have that discussion.
Right.
But I can't if you like it's gonna take me even longer. And had you not did the box color, this probably wouldn't be as bad.
Right.
But the synthetic chemical that's in the box color has this like this on top of the 15 years of not getting a haircut. You know better, you do better. So we get it. I understand. That's why I asked you. Are you attached to length? Because if you're attached to
I said both.
yeah, you did. You honestly said both. But what I'm telling you, usually when people honestly say both, when they see how damaged their hair is, when they see how damaged it is, they like, all right, you right, because it looks bad.
You are. So you said here, I'm saying here, like.
But you just asked me for my professional opinion. I gave it to you. Okay, there's the answer.
And then like the next 2 times.
No. There's no next 2 times. You lucky I ain't pull out my clippers. That's how bad this is. I don't think you're understanding that. You're lucky I didn't pull out my clippers. That's what I'm saying. Because that's how bad this is. Your hair, it is, you doing this and doing this is not going to make it go away. It's not going to make it get any easier. It's dead hair. So let me just tell you something. If you put oil or you put grease on a dead person, does it bring them back to life? No. So if you put oil and grease on this, it's not going to resuscitate this hair. You got to cut it off. You got to bury the dead person. It's the same thing.
Okay. You
got to get rid of it. But if you're going to hold on to if you're attached to it, if you attached to the boyfriend that's abusing you, then you stay with him. You stay with Ike. Other than that, I can't help you, shit. Because me and my scissors, we gonna cut that dead stuff off. I don't hold on to things that don't serve me. So.
And I understand that.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying, can we cut just a
You already asked that, and I answered.
So no.
You already asked that. Yeah.
Come on,
my client's hair is the healthiest hair because they do what? They listen.
Okay.
If you don't listen, the hair is not, it's not going to work. I have a relationship with my clients and their hair has a relationship with me. But if you think you're going to keep combing that section and it's going to magically get all the way to the end, baby, sweetie, you could watch a drive-through movie through the ends of that. You want my professional, you plait it, go to the barber on a Tuesday, let them cut it all off.
No.
Okay.
All right, so let's get the cutting.
But
you straighten it.
I can't get it past that. That's what I'm trying to tell you, because you're oohing and ahhing, and I can't get. And you're like, but you're not flat.
That. Just do it.
No, but as a stylist, I do.
Okay.
I do. I don't hurt people. I don't create hair trauma. I told you it feels better, but I will say this and I will keep saying it. Black women's hair should not be this difficult. It is like dealing with a toddler watching, it's kind of like if you ever see a bad kid and the parent is like, oh, Billy. It's like, no, you are pacifying the bad behavior. Right. Cut it off and let's start all over again. We should not have to, black people should not have to, we don't need to detangle our hair. As long as it's taken care of, it's treated, and it's fine. Because you want to know what? I have 250 clients and I don't got this problem. We don't got this problem. Because the damage is in multiple parts.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
What I've told you is we're going to plait it in the section, and you're going to have to make a decision of a big chop. I'm not taking any money from you or anything. You need to make a decision of a big chop. Your hair is damaged in so many different spots. That is a titanium Class A flat iron. It ain't going through that, baby.
So, big chop is like how short?
Cut off. Start all over again. It is winter time. By summer, you'll have some good length.
You said by
clipper.
Like
cut.
Your hair?
I wouldn't say it's low, but clipper. You could at least take it, have a mini fro. Yes. Your damage is in so many different parts. If you cut one side one way, would you gonna neglect the other side?
No, I hear you.
Just because as we're keeping going, right, this is one side. Right. You have a whole head. You gotta go ahead, a whole head, sugar.
Watching that video stressed me out. There's so many things we're going to dissect about that video, but first of all, the things she was comparing her hair with, bad relationship, toddler, dead, why? Was that even necessary? So the thing is, you can be honest about a client's hair in a very polite way, but you see the tone she used, the words, and the dragging, definitely not acceptable. You can correct hair damage, but you can't be talking like you're above the person. Some stylists forget that clients don't owe them the perfect hair. For goodness sake, that's the reason why they are on your chair. It's literally why they came to you. Now, she saw that a lot of people were dragging her. We're going to get to that. But before we get right into that, she did make responses about this. So let's get right into that.
So I'm going to state the facts. Fact is, me and the client are good. She didn't start this. This is people's opinion on social media, and they got their panties in a wad. Me and the client are fine. Another fact is that I did give her treatment. She had a steam conditioning treatment at the sink. And with hair that's severely damaged, one or two things are going to happen. The treatment is going to cause the hair to relax, or it's going to cause it to tense up. And that's exactly what it did. So when you have somebody who is severely tender-headed and has split ends all the way to the top and the cuticle is damaged in different spots, there isn't really much you can do. Now, my professional recommendation was for her to clipper cut. What you saw in the video was about 45 minutes of us going back and forth. And if anybody has stood behind the chair, you've had clients where there's this dance and you're like, look, I don't know what else you want me to say. There's nothing else I can do. And I'm not a barber. I go to one. That's a whole other thing, but I'm not a barber. The other thing that I will say is that it's really interesting and entertaining to me that me in my little salon is the topic of discussion when there's real problems going on in the world. Let's call a spade a spade. There's real problems going on in the world and y'all worried about me? Literally? Seriously? That's sick, and it's sad that we are in the fight of our lives with the government we have, and y'all did. Okay. Back in December, I took the comments off. Back in December because people were bullying my clients that were in the chair. So I didn't turn the comments off for this shit. No, I didn't. I turned the comments off because my clients were being bullied and there were things going forth. 30 years ago, Oprah said on the Oprah show, she said that I had skinheads on there and she told them she thought she was exposing them, but what she was doing was giving them a platform. I'm not going to give y'all a platform to bully none of my clients up in here. That's not what I'm going to do. If that client felt so disrespected and so disgusted, she'd have got up in the middle of our conversation and walked out. She did not. She ultimately understood and she left. This girl from Philly, if she felt so disrespected, this would have turned into a whole other situation. She didn't feel disrespected. Y'all are all in y'all feelings about it, thinking she was bullied and blah. She wasn't. She's fine. That's the other part. The other thing is there was 2 videos that went out. The one that's circulating is only one. In the other video, I talk about it and I'm showing different parts and I'm like, listen, she knew. So you guys are not understanding the full concept. You're taking something and you're running with it. She knew her hair was bad. Where the negotiation came from is that she didn't realize that as a cosmetologist, I can't cut here and then clipper cut you here. You're going to look like Cynthia, the doll from Angelica's doll from the Rugrats. That's you can't do that. Like, that's just, you just can't. And I wasn't going to do that to her. So what I will say is that the good thing about this is, because there's a good thing in everything. There's good thing in mess. There's always something good. There has been so many women that have inboxed me telling me thank you because they have postpartum hair and they've been contemplating cutting it and they need to cut it. There's so many women inboxing me. Other stylists are saying, sis, thank you, because you saying what we didn't want to say and what we haven't said. And, you don't know what it's like sitting in a salon and a client brings you hair and they think you could create a miracle. I'm not Jesus. That ain't Lazarus. I can't bring that back from the dead. It's just some things we can't do as hairstylists. So to those stylists that have inboxed me and shared their stories and things, thank you. For my clients that checked on me the moment this went awry, or whatever the hell it went. For my clients that checked on me, clients that prayed with me, clients that said, do you have food? Do you want me to send you anything? See, the thing is, y'all don't realize I don't give a crap about y'all. My clients and they know. I don't have to defend my character to you guys, because you guys are just eating crumbs off of a picnic table and think you calling it my life. And that's not it. And that's not who I am. So I will continue to do hair. I will continue to be who I am and continue to post content. If you don't like it, change the channel. But she and I are good. Me and that client are good. Once she gets her haircut, she coming back and we're going to restore her hair. And we're going to get it right and we're going to grow it out and we're going to get it right. But what I'm not going to do is let y'all think you're going to tear me down. In y'all season of stupid. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, everything that's going on in this world right now, y'all thinking of me? Everything that's going on in this country right now, y'all thinking of me? Okay. Y'all live your lives. Have fun. My daddy always say, a lie takes the elevator, but the truth takes the stairs. And if God be for me, he will prepare a table in front of so I'm good. Y'all can have your little blogs. I'm good.
Her attitude is not it for me, honestly. She's missing the point. Nobody is coming for her life. Nobody even wants to know anything about her life. What people were saying is the tone and manner she spoke to that client. Everything that happened in the studio, basically. Nobody is talking about her life. Nobody is bringing any family member into this. No. People are talking based off of what they saw and keeping it at that only. Don't worry, we're definitely going to get to that. Now, she said fellow hairstylists emailed her, but the next part of the video we're going to be watching are other hairstylists calling her out as well. So I'm like, okay. And her attitude again. What? She doubled down and still gave us two other responses. So let's get right into it.
So this is the last time I'm going to address it. That video that I posted that is apparently going viral right now with me talking to the client about her hair. She and I are good. There's no issues or anything. She and I are good. There was an understanding, and she understands that when she has her big chop, she's going to come to me and we are going to restore and grow her hair back. But she wasn't ready. She wasn't prepared and she wasn't ready for it that day. And a lot of times that happens. Now, for the stylists that have inboxed me and were like, sis, clock in. Because there's been times where we sat behind the chair and it's like, as hairstylists, you guys don't understand. We can only work on the hair y'all give us. So the hair y'all bring us is the hair that we can work on. And had I listened to her, and she was like, well, you could just cut right here. You could just cut this much right here. But if I cut this much right here, what about the side over here where the cuticle is damaged? What about this side right here where it's just broken like knots right here? What do I do with that side? So if I had listened to her, she'd have looked like Angelica's doll Cynthia by the time I was done. And I wasn't doing that to her. And I had every right to. And there was no amount of treatment or anything in that salon that was going to restore that. One thing I said in the other video, once something is abused and tainted, it's there. When you remove a child from an abusive family home, if you remove them and put them in foster care into a foster parent's home, the trauma is still there. It's still there. With hair, just because it's long and just because now all of a sudden you want to go on this health journey, if you don't cut that stuff off, the trauma is still in that hair. The abuse and neglect is still in that hair. You have to cut it off. It's still there. That's the thing I don't think people fully understand. It's like, oh, well, we could restore it and bring it back. Not if the cuticle is tainted to the scalp. There's nothing you can do but cut. Like, there's literally nothing you could do. If you read in the same Milady's cosmetology book that I read, nothing you could do is but cut. So, I say all that to say, listen, people don't agree. You don't like the delivery, change the channel. But by the time I had posted that video and I did the video, I had already been talking to her for over an hour about her hair and going back and forth with her for over an hour about how, like, I couldn't help her. And then the other thing is I had another client after her. So it wasn't like she had my whole day and my undivided attention. I had other clients after her. So you just give us some grace.
Definitely some grace needed, yes, but at least moving forward, I feel like what this whole thing is about is don't be harsh on your clients, don't be mean to your client. Like, if you look at that video clearly, I was reading meanness, I was reading harshness, I was reading girl, it's either this or get off my chair. Like, I've been in a hairstylist salon one day, and what I wanted, the hairstylist was advising me that it's not going to work for me. She didn't just tell me, okay, stand up and go, or you do what I want that would work for you. She pacified me, if I may, and told me, hey, see, this would not be okay for you. And instantly we looked for another solution. It wasn't even hers. We looked for another solution and she gave me exactly what I wanted then. So I'm going to post her last response at the end of the video. But before that, let's quickly look at what fellow hairstylists had to say about this.
As a former hairstylist, I've kind of been watching the discourse around the whole 717 salon. And so I went and really looked at the video. That woman's hair was not unhealthy. That woman's hair was absolutely not unhealthy. There is no way you can convince me that hair that dense was unhealthy. Watching her take the braids out, no. It needed a clarifying treatment. It probably got product on top of product on top of product on top of product. Because we as African Americans, we have a tendency to really condition our hair. And a lot of times, especially if we're doing our hair at home, we don't take the time to give a good clarifying treatment. And that needs to happen maybe once every 6 to 8 weeks because product buildup. We use creams and and grease and oil, and that eventually builds up. And if that woman has been doing her hair like that, blow drying it, putting it in braids for however long, she's probably got product buildup from left to right. That's why it felt like horsehair. But her hair absolutely was not unhealthy. And I don't understand why that stylist went straight to, oh, you need a buzz cut. If you can't do that much hair, or you don't want to do that much hair, then don't do it. And tell her that. But you got this lady crying in your chair. I don't understand. Were you itching to cut somebody's hair off? Because what? Any stylist who wants to protect their reputation as a business owner is going to always go to the first step. The first step, let me wet your hair and see how it reacts. Does it curl up? Does it stay straight? All right, let me put a clarifying treatment on your hair. If it does stay straight, see if we can get some of this product buildup off and see if that hair reverts back and goes curly. But she didn't do any of that. She took the braids out and was like, girl, you need a buzz cut. What the? That's crazy. That's crazy. To me, that is somebody who does not know how to do their job well. And I guarantee you, that woman was not the first client she told she needed the haircut. She might be one of those stylists that does better short hair than long hair. Whatever it is, to tell your client to go straight to the buzz cut because you don't even want to make the basic efforts to see if her hair was truly as damaged as you claimed it to be. And just because she's using box dye does not mean you can't get that cuticle open and pull some of that box dye out. Like, the whole video was weird and it made no sense. And for her to actually post the video after she made it, not seeing where she went wrong, is even more nuts to me. Because a toddler who hasn't even started preschool yet could look at that head of hair and tell that it absolutely was healthy. It just needed a little bit of TLC. That's it, and that's all. Y'all gonna stop finding these stylists off of Instagram and thinking just because they pass state boards that they know how to do hair. Not everybody knows how to do hair. And a lot of people, a lot of these stylists are intimidated when you have that much hair on your head. And so instead of just doing what needed to be done, giving a true solid analysis, she went straight to, no, you're going to need to buzz all this off. This just is, no. It was all bullshit. And I pray that that lady went somewhere else and got a second opinion, a real stylist who's going to analyze her hair and is going to try everything before she goes straight to a buzz cut. The lady in 717 Salon is a lazy stylist. She wants to cut it off and do the least amount of work. But there is no way that head of hair was unhealthy.
Exactly, because it looks really good to me. It looked really healthy, guys. Like, it was so thick. We just needed, like she said, a little TLC. And that was it. Yes, maybe it needed some parts to be cut off, yes, but not mandating her, making it look like it's the only option she's got to cut all her hair off.
Now, I'm not even going to wait for nobody to comment, including her. I tagged her twice, so that way she not said that shit to her face. I'm not even going to wait for her to comment, because I'm going to tell you exactly what the fuck she could have did to not make this girl get up out her chair crying, thinking that she had to be bald. Right? Now, in the video, you see that she was comfortable with cutting off at least 6 inches of hair, which would have been from right here, to right here. She'd have been comfortable cutting all that off, right? Because that was the most see-through, as you see it, right? I would have cut all of this off. That's the 6 inches she was comfortable with. And instead of worrying about the back of her head, I would have showed her what the front would have looked like. So that way when she took her hair out, she would have been able to see what her hair was going to look like, right? Because that was going to be the first fucking shocker if she was okay with taking off this 6 inches, right? Secondly, what I would have done is I would have gave her 2 strands. And I would have told her to bring her ass back to me in 2 weeks. And we would have just been deep conditioning, protein treatment, and 2-stranding this shit the fuck out. And every 4 to 6 weeks, I would cut 2 inches of hair. That way, I could have got that shit up off her head, right? In a good 12 weeks. Because if I already cut 6 inches off and I go 2, the next time, she's now here. But it's a gradual release of hair. It would have been less traumatic to her. And she would have seen the results in manageability and softness from being in my chair every 2 weeks. We would have been able to have more discussions. It would have been a progressive thing. If people are not comfortable with a big fucking chop, you just don't big chop them. But you also don't send them out of your chair if there's something that can be done. The problem is that a lot of cosmetologists don't want to do the shit. And that's why y'all need to stay the fuck out of textured hair. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I know you see the money. I know you see the money because a lot of people ain't getting them chemicals no more. Listen, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, right? But you don't do this. You don't send that girl crying out of your chair like that when there's something that could have been done that could have satisfied not only her, but you as well, and kept a regular client in your chair for at least the next 6 to 8 months. Y'all get on my fucking nerves.
Honestly, like this hairstylist just said it, like there's the different ways to handle things. I felt like the young lady felt timid or even bullied because you could hear from her voice she wasn't sounding confident. I mean, imagine somebody talking down on one of the things that adds up to your appearance. I mean, and what really matters to you. I won't be happy. I'm happy this lady actually stood up and left. I do hope and pray that she seeks a second opinion about this and not just going straight to cutting her hair.
I literally just woke up. And then on top of that, I see this video.
This much off. I've been doing hair since I'm 14. So in the 24 something years of doing hair, this is the worst I've ever seen. This all dead, baby. I'm watching a movie right through it. We gonna cut that dead stuff off. I don't hold on to things that don't serve me. So what we could do is if I could get it straight enough to cut it. This is how bad it is. You're accent. Yeah.
Now here's what's pissing me off, okay? Because who are you to talk to a client like this? It's why clients that come to me have hair trauma, have hairstylist trauma, don't want to go to a salon. Because look how y'all talking. It's a lack of professionalism. Just because you know how to do hair, that don't mean you can have your own suite. That doesn't mean that you know salon etiquette. The fact, do you even know what you're doing? Because that wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. I wish that girl come to me, child. Say her to me. Tell her to me, and then we'll get her together. It's a way to talk to your clients. Okay, you don't talk with aggression. You don't talk with passive aggression. And this is why clients right now don't know how to let go of what's not needed because of how you talk to them. And get up out their chair. Stop giving y'all money to these aggressive clients. I mean, whatever she is. Okay. Now, it's a way to talk to your clients, okay? You don't talk to them with an attitude. All that energy. And this is why, also, I don't take everybody as a client because I don't want that energy. Okay? So you have to talk to them in a place where they understand. A lot of my clients come from hair trauma, come from hairstylist trauma, and a lot of them don't know that their hair is damaged, which you don't sit here and say, baby, I'm seeing through a movie. Excuse me? Child, that really pissed me off. I just woke up. Look at my hair. This is why it's a lack of professionalism when it comes to the beauty industry.
So does this video prove what we've been saying about some hairstylists and their lack of professionalism? Because imagine I go to somebody to get my hair done, and instead of getting my hair done, I'm getting judgments. And not only judgments. She raises my hair and like, I can watch this movie through your hair. What? What? This hairstylist just said it. So I'm going to have hairstylist trauma. My hair is definitely going to be traumatized too after that. Because what?
So I'm still here. still taking clients, still doing hair, still cutting.
That stylist showed no remorse. Here's why it doesn't matter. For context, that stylist went viral for trying to convince her client with long but damaged hair to do a big chop even though she wasn't ready for it. She spoke with a tone that I would have tolerated for like about 2 seconds. Like, it was phenomenally condescending. And I know it's a communication style that is normalized in a lot of settings, but it was shocking enough to like go viral in the first place. When I say it doesn't matter that she's not sorry, this is what I mean. We should, as a community, acknowledge that even in the face of behavior that feels obviously unprofessional, obviously behavior we don't want to see normalized, right? And we don't want to see continue. There still has to be a line we don't cross in terms of the response. When I saw what was going on when it came up on my feed and I looked in the comments, like, they just like ruined my day. I don't like seeing comments about people's appearance. Folks were trying to dox her. There were people making assumptions about her intentions, etc. Making assumptions that example of her behavior reflected her entire character. And I think the extent to which that video was triggering, for lack of a better word, can sometimes make people feel like it's okay to be super angry and hateful back. But unity turns into mob mentality really quickly, and I think we just see it so often on this app, and especially within the Black community. Like, we're so fast to defend each other and uplift each other, which is excellent, but we're also very quick to do that at the expense of people who are in the wrong. And I just think it's worth saying that people can be wrong and you just still don't talk to them, talk about them in that way. We just kind of have to have a line we don't cross. A constructive takeaway point from that video is probably this. Within hair care, we often think that extremes or perfection is the way people should be engaging as far as their hair care journey goes. And what I think a lot of people forget is that healthy hair and hair that looks good is sometimes a trade-off. And it can be totally true that your hair is damaged or needs to be cut. And it can also be true that the right thing for you to do is to leave it alone. You're on this earth to be happy and live joyful lives, not to like just be like pristinely perfect vessels of human perfection. Like, that's not the point. We should feel more empowered and okay knowing what the rules are and just not following them because it doesn't suit our preferences at that time. Okay, I am dismounting from my high horse and my lighting got considerably better after I switched on the light. But let me know what you think, both about perfection in hair care and also the limits of how we hold each other accountable. I just know I'm not the only one who saw those comments and felt that way.
As someone who hadn't been to a salon in 10 plus years, seeing that video of the 717 salon and that stylist dragging that girl over her hair, if a stylist told me I had the worst hair they ever seen in the 24 years of doing hair, I would leave immediately. Like, I would immediately leave. And not because that can't be true, it's just because why would you say that? That deposit I gave you is an investment in you not only doing my hair, but being respectful. Her saying it was the worst hair ever was dragging it. I don't think you should ever tell somebody that, no matter what. I think like tough love is such like a thing that is like accepted in the natural hair community, but it's like, why do we need that? I feel like we could just educate each other without all the cattiness, without all the dramatics and the preaching, and just keep it real. A lot of these stylists, they just want content out of you. They just want to make an example out of you for future clients. And this video was just a perfect example of that. Like, I would never in my fucking life return to that stylist. I probably wouldn't go back to another stylist for a long time. So I feel for that girl. Oh, she got good service done eventually, because that would be so disheartening for me. You're not going to speak negativity over my hair. You're not going to speak negativity over me, and you're putting your hands and your energy into my space. It is that deep for me. It is that deep for me, and I'm glad that girl left from that chair because I would have too.
Honestly, stylists need to stop talking down on their clients. A little humanity won't kill anybody in the industry. And I feel like some of them forget that these clients, these people that sit on the chairs, are real. They have feelings.
So the funny thing about that 717 like hair studio video is that I think the part that made it the most obvious that something like a bit off was going on was not the fact that she said, you know, this is the most damaged hair I've ever seen, because I do think that's an exaggeration, but let's say that is the truth. I don't know what studio you're running where that's the most damage you've seen in your clients, but I digress. And it's not the fact that she said you need to like big chop, because I feel like I need to actually trim this soon, so please don't judge me. But people are sitting with damage like all day, every day, right? Like, and it's like, it'll always be a shock when you hear that you need to get a big chop, but it's never like, what is it? Like, I feel like we've seen enough of these videos where it's not a shock when people hear like, oh, you need a big chop. Like, we're not always like, oh, it's because she's jealous, because, you know, she's bald and da 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 da. I don't think all hairstylists should be grouped under that. Like, oh, just because their hair is chosen to be short means that they're jealous of people with longer hair. I don't think that's the case. But what really struck me and what made me think there's something odd going on, I can't pinpoint what the odd thing is, but it's the fact that she wouldn't let her only cut some of it. Like, that just felt really weird to me. It felt like some sort of power trip thing, because it's like a lot of hairstylists, like, if you have this much damage, they'll be like, well, you know what, if you're not ready for a big chop that's right under your ears, let's just keep trimming bit by bit, and if you keep coming in my chair when you see some more growth, then we'll cut it, so that way you're still comfortable. I thought it was really weird that she didn't want this client to be comfortable at all. She was like, really aggressively saying, you're lucky I don't get out my clippers. Why does this sound like a threat? Like, why can't this client just negotiate with you, come up with a solution to, let's cut off half this damage if you guys assess that this is all damage, right? I don't know if that was all damage, to be very honest. But why couldn't the client just decide, hey, let's cut off half, and then I will keep coming in your chair if I like your service, and then we can grow this together. We can grow it back together, and we'll just keep cutting off the damage as my hair grows. Like, what was this whole power trip thing where she had to cut it all off at once? And you were like, you're lucky I don't pull out my clippers, and you need it as short as mine. I don't think so. And even if she did possibly need it as short as yours, if she doesn't want to cut it right here or right here, you need to give her other options to cut, compartmentalize this damage until enough is cut and she can keep doing what she's doing. Like, I don't know, like, if there's like Klarna and like pay some now, pay some later options for like literally paying somebody something, there needs to be like, we need to have that same mindset for like hair. And a lot of hairstylists do. Like, not everyone is like, okay, you need to cut your hair right here to see growth. That was really weird to me. Like, excuse me guys, I don't really know. Does anyone else feel that way? Like, that's what really made me feel like, okay, this is definitively and definitely really odd behavior going on from this hairstylist. Like, I don't know, everyone's saying it's because she's bald, and that's like all jokes and stuff, but I actually don't think that. There's tons of bald hairstylists who can do their job, like, and who can compensate for their clients and consider their clients' feelings.
She's totally correct, because that was really weird too to me. Like, why didn't she just want to cut some off? She really insisted on cutting the whole hair off and said, you're lucky I didn't pull out my clippers. Like, woman, calm down. Calm down. I'm just here to get my hair done. You don't own me. So calm down. I'm so happy the lady left with her long hair still on her head.
So the 717 studio stylist posted another video, not only dodging accountability, but, gaslighting. Gaslighting us, the viewers, about a video that she posted, right? Now, I hate when people take this type of approach. Basically, in her video, she was like, I'm actually, disturbed by how much people care about my video with everything that's going on in the country and everything that's going in the world. And y'all are doing all of this over my video. It's actually so sad. It's so sad and disturbing. Girl, you cannot gaslight us. You cannot gaslight us. What was going on in the government was happening before your video, and it's going to continue to happen after your video. What was happening in the government didn't stop you from posting it, right? You have enough time to, create content for TikTok and edit your content and put a caption. You have enough time to make multiple videos, but we shouldn't have enough time to make multiple videos or make videos on what you posted or scroll TikTok. That's only allowed for you. We're the only ones who have to care about what's going on in the government, as if we can't do both. Come on now, sis. And it's like, you can dish it, but you can't take it. You can bully your clients and belittle them and talk down on them and, refer to a Black woman's hair as horsehair compared to that. But you don't want nobody to talk about you. Like, the video could have been made in an educational way. I can't stand people who, love to be brutally honest. You don't have to be mean to be honest, right? You could have made the video and say, this lady has beautiful long hair, but long hair doesn't mean healthy hair. Her hair is split, all the way from the ends, all the way up her shaft. Her hair, she's not a good candidate for a silk press, no matter how long her hair is. This is, what I recommend for her. Not, you just have to cut this out. Her hair was like brittle. She needs to shave her head. Come on now. Why would anybody with waist length hair want to shave their head off? You could have recommended her, let's do a nice cut and just keep coming back and we'll keep trimming it over time. And then she says, well, I did service her. I never said that I didn't give her a service. I gave her this treatment. And it's like, okay, well, you should have mentioned that in your video. But no, you spent the whole video talking down on this girl's hair and posting her, very emotional, in an emotional state for views, right? You didn't include that you did do a treatment on her, and now you're mad that we don't know what you didn't show? Just ridiculous. And you're still talking all this stuff, but the comments are off. You're mad at us for making videos, but turn your comments on.
About the comments being off, she says it's been off since December last year, but I mean, whatever. People don't even need to comment on her videos. The fact that they're making their own videos about it is enough. But honestly, she really talked down on that client and the client's hair because I don't know, there was just something off about it. Now let's get right into the last video she made about this whole thing.
So I'm still here, still taking clients, still doing hair, still cutting hair, still treating hair, still helping women with their hair. The funny thing about this whole thing is that when you guys do your fake reporting and TikTok videos and all of the stuff that you're doing, when you guys do that, you're bringing more eyes to me and more eyes to my TikTok. And because I'm a creator with TikTok, I have a creator account with TikTok, all y'all doing is marketing me and putting more money in my account because TikTok pays me. So y'all are just literally paying me to talk about me. That's what y'all are doing. What Easy E say? All publicity is good publicity. Like, what is this? My books are booking up. You're bringing more views to my page, and it's creating more marketing for me. Y'all doing is paying. Y'all are paying me to market me. It's like, what? Like, thanks. Thanks. You're literally paying me to market me. My books are getting booked. You're paying me to market me. Because the more times you make your little videos, the more eyeballs are going to my page. And the more eyeballs are going to my page, my views are going up, 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 and up, and up. As the day goes, it goes up and up. And all I hear is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. So y'all are free marketing and promotion. Thanks. Still here.
Of course, people are always going to go to your page and see who exactly did this, But as per free marketing, sis, let's not go there. But yes, she's not even remorseful about what's going on. Not that she owes anybody an apology because she didn't hurt any of the public, but the public pointed out something about her business that they felt was not right. Now, instead of her taking that and, correcting it for next time's sake, she's just bringing this attitude that doesn't look good. But I mean, guys, everybody has however way they want to handle whatever it is that they're handling. But do you think the stylist was genuinely trying to educate the client? Or do you think she enjoyed low-key talking down on this client? Because I mean, the backlash isn't coming from nowhere. People are literally tired of this attitude in the hair industry. Anyway, guys, I've come to the end of the video. Let me know what you all think about this. Do you think the stylist was being honest, or do you think she was being unprofessional? Now, guys, I love reading your comments, so drop them down in the comment section. And yes, guys, I've come to the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, do not forget to give the video a fat thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, consider subscribing, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.